Play Soul Beast, a condition Soul Beast. Yes, please bring stone. For Rosane, do you know if you spam vulnerability as a condition electric gauge?
There should be some for sure. I'm not sure how much because I apply it with this skill.
You'll have to spam that as well. Actually, let me see. Let me think. Actually, for Serpienta, you'll take 2 spirits instead of 1. I know it's not optional, but we just have to make it work with what we've got. So for Serpienta, you'll take a stone and let me think. Actually, no. So you'll take stone and sun instead. Don't worry about storm instead. We'll see how we go. Oh, sure. Go for it. That's fine. It looks like we've got a druid that fixes some of my issues then. Who is it going to be though? I guess we'll see. In the meantime, the comp is going to be put on hold until I see what we get, or what I get. I think it's a druid. We'll see what kind of druid it's going to be. In the meantime, is anyone here doing Largos for the first time?
Yeah, basically first time. I think I might have done this once, but I don't have the. This was a long time ago, weeks ago, and I've been on vacation since.
Sure thing. Hey, welcome. What are you playing for us today?
Rankin says you guys need a druid, right?
Yes, please play druid.
Alright, I'll get in here.
Now we're good now. Which means for Serpienta, you don't have to bring 2 spirits. You can just bring sun instead. So drop stone and take sun. For Thel Prodigy, you said you wanted to practice druid, right? On Largos?
Yeah, sure.
But you have played druid before.
Yeah, I have.
Did you want to practice kiting druid, or was it just playing it on Largos?
Just playing it on Largo.
Okay, that's fine.
I've played druid before, but not extensively. You know what I mean?
That's fine. So yeah, our vulnerability issues are solved, which means no one has to take anything extra to provide vulnerability. So it's fine, just play as you normally would. And our comp is done, we're good. I'm just gonna keep everyone as one big fat subgroup for now. We're just gonna do the pre-events. So for now, hop into your Sandjack or Mount. We're going to use the Sand Portal Mastery to do these events. You don't need to have the Mastery. It's only to do the pre-event, but you can still do the actual boss fight. So it's fine if you don't have the Mastery. If you get lost, follow the script. They'll tell you where to go. Hit the slime really, really hard. Find the first bouncing slime and break. You need to break this now. Find the next bouncing slime and break. Find the next and break. The final one and break. Good. For the next room, it's all about picking up objects and throwing it into the same gold pile that contains the shark, which is up as a red skull. So pick up bomb, throw it at red skull.
There you are. You know, I'll admit I was rather impressed with how you handled my first. It wasn't little. This specimen is smaller, but no less interesting. It thrives on the cast-off items of more advanced creatures. Sounds like our friend Someros, doesn't it?
Don't forget to break so you can deal damage.
Trinkets. He's nothing.
Why are you doing this, Kadim?
Me? Someros put you up to this. I wouldn't have gotten you involved. You don't stand a chance. I'm a collection of every beast, Tyrion and beyond. And when you fail, you, this forge, and Someros will belong to me.
Don't forget to break. Nice work, we're done.
Fabulous work! 2 down, 1 to go, right? That wasn't so hard. Come on through here. Glenn is waiting.
For both the Brickmaster Cat and Luxor, how much toughness do you have? I just need to know who's the main tank.
What is this place?
This is the secret entrance to the heart of Someros' forge.
What about you, Brickmaster Cat?
What?
Okay, that means you'll be the main tank, which is fine.
I'll admit, you nearly had me fooled.
For Brickmaster Cat and Luxor, do you require a tanking tutorial?
I could use one.
It is an artifact of
Okay, that's
incredible
fine.
power, and I want it.
For Luxor, you're only going to start tanking once we reach the 3rd platform, which means that Brickmaster Cat will be the main tank.
I've new playthings for you. Defeat them, and perhaps I'll give you your freedom. I present your final challenge. Assassins, Nakari and Canute.
Look, sister. The gem is throwing us some meat.
Amusing.
Okay, great. So first off, with Thel Prodigy, I would like you to bring these spirits, please. Other than that, we're just going to start. So one of the main features of this boss fight is that we're going to be dealing with 2 bosses instead of 1, each with their own pool of mechanics that we have to deal with. So for the first boss, Nakari, it's all about not standing in circles. You will see small circles, you will see big circles. Don't stand in either of them. Oh shit, you're right. Actually, before we start, yep, that's true. Actually, don't bring Sun. Instead, bring any 3rd utility you wish. Search and rescue, for example. Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, Nakari is all about not standing in circles. You will see small circles, you will see big circles. Don't stand in either of them. You can dodge out of them if you wish. At some stage, 1 person at random will be chosen to receive tidal pulls. If you get it, to receive a player icon above your head that looks like a purple spiral, or a swirly whirly, or a squiggly line. You'll also have a red circle underneath you that slowly expands to let you know when it's about to drop. Edges of your screen will flash yellow, and you'll have a purple debuff. You'll also have the words tidal pools in red letters in your chat box as well. So when you get it, you want to go towards the southern sides of the platform, where the rainbow markers are, and drop it there. So to summarize, for Nakari, don't stand in small circles, don't stand in big circles, tidal pools to the south. Once we move phase on to the next platform, we'll be facing Canute. It's all about not touching anything suspicious. You will see giant tornadoes, don't touch that. And you'll also see ground AoEs that comes out in a cross pattern, so don't touch that either. When you see the red pulse, dodge or jump immediately. And that's it. That's all we got. There are break bars, so CC is required, so don't forget to bring it, please. Anyone else have any questions or concerns about anything I've explained so far?
I was on mute. My bad. This is a one-person fight each, right? So I don't need epidemic for anything.
Yes, there is nothing to epidemic, so you don't need to bring it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Was there any other questions? Everyone's happy? Okay, great. So for, I think it was Brickmaster Cat that required a tanking tutorial, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to teach you how to tank now. So for Nikari, you're going to be tanking full time. So for Nikari, it's all about keeping the boss in the center as much as you can without turning her too much. So yeah, try to keep still, use your blocks and aegis to avoid attacks if you can. But if you want to move to avoid mechanics, you're free to do so. But your end goal is to not move the boss as much as possible and keep her in the center. If there's a tide pool next to you, then you're free to move off center and tank someplace else. So that way we don't have to deal with tide pools next to us. So to summarize, keep the boss still as much as possible, don't turn it too much, and don't tank next to a tide or on the edge. Any questions about how to tank Nikari for Brickmaster Cat?
I think I get it.
Just a couple of notes. Don't feel like you have to be rooted in place. You can move if you wish, but the end goal is not move as much as possible. But if you need to move to avoid mechanics, you're free to do so. After that, when you tank Canut, we're going to do rotation tanking, which means you're going to move around and around in a circle. So the tornadoes will. Have you done this fight before, Brickmaster?
Yeah.
So you know that there are tornadoes that comes out in a clockwise direction. All you're doing is following the tornadoes. When a tornado blocks your path, you stop moving until it passes, and then you move again until it stops moving, until it stops you from moving again, and then you wait for it to pass, and then you move again. So it just keeps going over and over around in a circle. Makes sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to direct you on how to move on the next attempt to show you what I mean, or do you just want to wing it?
I'll just wing it.
Okay, sure thing. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Anyone else have any final questions before we give this an attempt? If not, if no one else has any questions or concerns, click yes, otherwise click no. Yeah, but I'll explain that afterwards. I'm just assuming. I don't want to front load everything at once. For now, don't worry about what Barrowfight has said. Just for now, focus on the basic mechanics of the boss fight, which is not standing in small circles, not standing in big circles, tide pools to the south, waiting for Silent Requiem. First mechanic is the small circles to look the ground, and then tide pools to the south.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Oh no, it's going to be GG, I think, because of the tide pools in the center. Yeah, we're just going to GG. Just reset, please. So the reason that we're wiping is that the tide pool is dropped in the center, which is the worst place to drop it. So don't forget, the tide pools are towards the south, where the rainbow markers are. If no one else has any questions or concerns, click yes, otherwise click no, and we can give this another shot. First mechanic is the small circles, and then tide pools to the south. Watch the ground, please. It's going to happen in the next 5 seconds.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Oh wait, that's a GG though. Wait, how did you die? What? I think he's just not there, right? He's ninja AFK verified? Oh, he DC'd, that's why. In the meantime, we're just going to start without him because he's DC'd, so if no one else has any questions or concerns, click yes, otherwise click no. Alright, let's do it. First mechanic is the small circles, and then tide pools to the south.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Watch out for the tides. Where's your friends?
Ooh.
Oh no, that's a GG. Reset, please. So don't touch the tides, guys. We'll do a couple more before I explain some other concepts that you need to know, but for now, let's just practice the basic mechanics. That is small circles, big circles, tide pools to south.
So the tides generates those big white circles. Is that what's going on?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, my bad.
Small circles are first, and then tide pools to the south. Watch the ground.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Where's your friends? Where's your friends, guys? Don't tank next to a tide if you can, please. Whoever's tanking, move.
Ah.
If you're down in the waters, can you swim towards a pillar, please? You need to swim towards me. Otherwise, I can't res you.
Okay, okay.
That doesn't matter, though. You're about to die. So we're just going to reset this, actually. Just reset.
Sorry, had some trouble swimming there.
Yeah, that's fine. If no one else has any questions or concerns, click yes, otherwise click no. First mechanic is the small circles and then tide pools to the south.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Tide pools out.
God dang it.
Alright, we phased. Don't touch anything suspicious. If you see the red pulse, dodge or jump immediately.
You're the only one getting embarrassed now.
Get ready for the red pulse, dodge or jump. Get ready, it's gonna happen. We're gonna keep going for now.
I jumped right into it. My bad.
Red pulse, get ready. What's going to happen next? Oh no. We're going to keep going for now. Got wrecked. We're just gonna res me. Get ready for the red pulse. Okay, that's pretty much it. So we're just going to GG. So you've seen pretty much the whole mechanic. That's it. That's the whole fight. We do it twice, 2 more times, and then we win. So just a couple of other concepts to explain. So if you touch anything that is liquid, you'll gain stacks of waterlogged, which shows up as a purple boon in your bars. Once you reach 10 stacks, it's instant death. So you'll get them whenever you touch something that looks like water. So you gain stacks when you... Oh, did I just crash? Oh my gosh, game what? What the fuck, game? Oh my god. It's like the first time I've crashed in a long time. As I was saying, you gain them whenever you touch something that is water. So you get stacks when you touch the tidal pools, you get them when you fall into the waters, and you also get them if you touch the spinning liquid tornadoes. Once you reach 10 stacks, it's instant death. The stacks by itself will fade after a while, but once you reach 10, you're done, you're dead. You can actually try this out by jumping into the waters and letting it kill you, and you also see the effects associated with it as well. So feel free to suicide yourselves into the waters if you want to see it happen in action.
Don't try too hard.
Whoops.
This will be embarrassing enough for
GG.
you.
Alright, so as I was saying, to summarize, don't touch anything that is liquid, instant death at 10 stack. For each platform that we go to, it will have its own enrage timer, which shows up as a timer in the upper right corner of your screen. If you fail to phase the boss within the allotted time, we die. So pretty much every mechanic here is to prevent players from dealing damage, whether that's getting floated off the ground from the small circles or getting knocked off the platform from the big. It's 0 DPS that you're doing for the time it takes for you to recover from those mechanics. It's also 0 DPS if you go down, and 0 DPS for the players that has to go res you. So this entire fight is just a Giants mechanic and DPS check. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So the new concepts that you want to start practicing is that touching anything that is liquid gives you stacks, don't get 10 stacks, and make sure that you avoid mechanics, otherwise you won't make the check if too many players fail too many mechanics, because they're dealing not enough damage. Other than that, for who was taking, for Brickmaster Cat, your taking was how do I put this? Your taking was... I'm not going to finish that sentence. Just a couple of notes. If you do the method of taking that I'm going to teach you now, the boss should never be standing in a tornado. Also, you want to keep moving with the tornadoes because you're actually behind a lot of the times. Maybe you got knocked off the platform and the
knocked
boss
off
went
once.
rogue. Oh, then never mind. But yeah, you want to keep moving with the tornadoes. So if you do it correctly, the boss would never be standing in a tornado, and it should be very clean. You should be moving around in a clockwise direction, following the tornadoes. Other than that, I think that's it. If no one else has any questions or concerns, I guess otherwise like no, and we can give this another shot. I'll explain some other stuff after a couple more attempts, but for now, Trying to focus on the new ones. Small circles are first, and then tide pools to the south.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
As your friends, we have 1 minute to deal 14% in damage. Very good. Don't touch anything suspicious. If you see the red pulse, dodge or jump immediately.
You're the only one getting embarrassed now.
Keep moving for the tank. Please move. Please move. Please
I
move.
fell off.
Oh. You need to moving. You need to keep moving because behind. Try and do smaller circles as well. Red pulses next, wish out. Oh shit, we're about to split soon. Check your subgroups now. Group 1 on arrow, group 2 on circle, go now. Do the same thing you just did, except with 5 players. If you're not the tank, don't stand in front of the boss. You'll see a red arrow, don't be standing in front of the arrow.
Finally given us something with teeth.
Oop, there goes the tank. Guys have to break. Guys have to break. Wait. Someone's on the wrong side. That's awkward. Keep going for now. Oh, you have no druid on your side. We can't continue without a druid. We're just gonna reset. Just reset. Alright, so that was pretty good. Just another concepts to add now. So, eventually we're going to split into 2 groups of 5, so please check your subgroups now. If you're in subgroup 1, you're going to go towards the left side, or the western side, or the arrow side. If you're in subgroup 2, you go towards the right side, or the eastern side, or the circle side. Yep, you're on the wrong side, which is fine. It's all good, man. So you're going to be doing the same things you just did, except with 5 players instead of 10, which means all players' personal responsibility doubles, because you won't have 2 healers with you, you only have 1. Exceptions for group 1, because you have 2 healers, because you have a heal brand, which means he's tanking and giving quicknesses and healing at the same time. So yeah, instead of having 6 DPS with you, you'll only have 3. So that means players can't go down, because if you have a DPS dead, that's one less player dealing damage to making the DPS check. If your druid goes down, you have no might, which means you won't make the check now because you have no might. And you also have no heals as well, so you're dead on that side. And if your tank is dead, that means everyone else is dead, because the boss is now uncontrolled, because it's going to hit everyone now. So to summarize, when you split, you must not die, because your role is required. If you go down, there's nothing we can do. We have to reset. So don't forget to res your teammates, unless you are the tank. Do not res if you are the tank, because as I said, there is cleave, which you can't afford to take once you split. So to summarize, res your friends if you are not the tank. And other than that, what else? Oh yes, so the boss does have cleave, so from these attempts onwards, you want to start practicing this. Do not stand in front of the boss. So you'll see a red arrow, don't be standing in front of the arrow, because again, once you split, you can't afford to take any additional damage. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyone else have any questions or concerns about anything they've experienced so far before we continue for the remaining hour that we've got? I think hour and 20 minutes left that we've got. If not, just some other stuff actually now. Just some other notes to assist you in avoiding mechanics. So in regards to the small circles, they actually have an audio cue associated with it, so you'll hear it if you have your UI volume to max. It sounds like the special action key noise, but you would actually get a special action key, but the noise is the same. The boss will also do an obvious cross-slash animation in front of him, so you can watch either the boss or listen to the audio cue when the small circles are summoned. In addition, the dashes that you see will always come after the small circles, so when you see the small circles, dashes will be next. Haha, but yeah. Also, the dashes will always target the furthest player with the first dash, and then the remaining 2 dashes are back towards the tank. So to summarize, small circles has an audio cue. It also small circle has an audio cue, and the boss will also do a cross-slash animation that's very obvious. Dashes after the small circles, targets the furthest player, and then targets back towards the tank twice. In regards to the shockwave, which is when you see the red pulse, it is also on a predetermined pattern, which I'm about to type out in chat for you as well. So just to explain, Shadow Step is first, which is when you see the boss teleport to the furthest player, which I am baiting, so you guys don't really have to worry about. But after that, whichever attack happens first, the remaining attack happens afterwards. So for example, if Shockwave is first, then Ground AoEs is next. Otherwise, if Ground AoEs is first, then Shockwave is next, and so forth. The pattern can desync, but the pattern should be similar to what I just typed out. So for these next attempts, I'm going to call out the Shockwaves in advance because it is a required skill to avoid. So to summarize, Shockwaves come out in a set pattern. It's either the first attack or the second attack after Shadow Step. And that's it. If no one else has any questions or concerns, click yes, otherwise click no, and we can give this another shot. First attack is the small circles, and then tie pulls to the south. Dash is after.
Don't try too hard. This will be embarrassing enough for you.
Tie pulls out, please. Oh no. Do I want to continue with this? Yes, good, let's keep going. Don't stand in front of the boss if you're not the tank. Don't stand in front of the boss if you're not the tank. Oh no, these tides though. Ah! Alright, we split. Not we split, we phase. Let's go. If you see the red pulse, dodge or jump immediately.
Rest, brother. You're the only one getting embarrassed now.
Shockwave could be next, watch out. Keep moving, please. Let's move. Do small circles. Shockwave could be next. Move, please. Move. Keep going. Do smaller circles, please. Shockwave could be next. Res this guy. You have to res this guy. Shockwave could be next. Go to appropriate splits. Do the same thing you just did except with 5 players. If you are not the tank, do not stand in front of the boss.
The Jin's finally given us something with teeth.
Don't tank on the edge, please, Luxroy. Break.
Well, that was just rude. I used the geyser to get back onto the platform and landed in the AoE as it knocked me back off of the platform.
We got 35 seconds to do phase dish 25. Got 15 seconds to phase to 125. Nice work. It's go time, people. The kill round. Let's go.
You hear it calling for your blood.
The water draws close. Your hourglass is nearly empty.
Break. Please break, guys. Please break.
Get that res on group 1, guys.
Luxroy, you need to move because you're behind. Luxroy, please move. Break.
We're going over to
Push
platform.
out.
We're going to the other platform to help out group 2 now.
You have to move to the other platform, yeah. No! Kill it! No! You go group 1. Carry us. Carry us, group 1. We've got 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, you got
my
it. Nice.
God.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever seen a Largos.
That's what, guys. I'm so proud.
Whoa,
I'm so
whoa,
proud.
whoa.
If you're in combat, could you like GG, please? Thank you. Don't forget to loot the chest if you died. Congratulations, group 1. Thanks for the carry.
Woo! Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions or concerns about how this fight works before I conclude this raid?
What is he doing? He can't do that.
This flaming hole in the wall says otherwise.
If not, don't forget there's going to be a feedback form in the squad message. You can tell me how I did. Shit, where's my feedback copy
So
pasta?
you're
Shit, it's not there
asking
anymore.
us to help you. No bets, no wagers.
Fuck, I lost it. Ah, well, you know where the feedback form is. Just a couple of things for Luxroy and Brickmaster Catch. Your rotational tanking is really, really not great. So the boss should never be starting a tornado when you tank. And also, the movements should be smooth. So you should be doing big circles because you don't want to be tanking on the edges of the platform because the mirages will cry. So you want to keep following the tornadoes until the tornado stops you from moving any further. And then you wait, and then you move again. If you do this properly and with ease, you should move in a triangular pattern. So you can move in straight lines. You don't actually have to do a circle. Other than that, everybody great. Nice work. Anyone else have any final questions before I conclude this raid?
Thanks for doing it. It was fun.
Yeah, sure.
That was
Anything
awesome.
from me. Found my copy pasta. There we go. If so, that pretty much concludes this raid. So thank you for coming. Hopefully you enjoyed, had fun. Oh wait, before you guys go, just a couple of things I've got to mention. Actually, wait. So in regards to the title pools, you need to group them together. So if someone drops it in a strange place, drop it in that same place. So you would group them together. The worst thing you can do is separate the ties and drop them on opposite ends of the platform because you cover the entire platform. So for example, if there's one in the east, drop all the others in the east. If there's one in the south, then drop all the ones in the south and so forth. If there's one in the north, don't drop it in the south. If there's one in the west, don't drop it in the east. So don't drop it in opposite ends of each other. Other than that, that's it. You can go now. You're free to leave. Flock, go out into the world.
Actually, I have
Right,
a
I will help
question
out.
now.
Go for
But
it.
it's just for Connie DPS. Is there what else is good other than Mirage? Because when I was looking on the Snowcrow site, the only one that was like better than just the orange one was Mirage.
It's only Mirage.
Okay.
On this fight specifically, you mean?
Yeah.
Nope. Mirage is OP on this fight. So
Okay.
if you could, it's preferable that you play Mirage on Largos. No other DPS can compete on how broken Mirage is on this fight because the boss moves constantly, and due to the way that the dashes interact with Confusion, the dashes proc Confusion like 5 to 10 times every time she does it. That's why it's so OP. Condition Renegade can work as well, but the boss moves around a lot, and it can really fuck up your rotation. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
So
what
yeah.
the Torment is for.
Sorry, what was that?
That's what the Torment is for, because they're
Yeah. Even then, it's whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much why Mirage is like taken on this fight. It's because it's like it's an outlier. It deals so much damage compared to like any other DPS that it just makes this fight super easy if you just play Mirage. Because if you have access to all the tools you need to avoid mechanics on this fight, Jaunt can still be used while CC'd. You've got your Signet of Domination, but you can stun break yourself. You've got like so many dashes and evades and all that fun stuff. So that's why Mirage. Does that answer the question, by the way? I don't know if
Yeah,
that
yeah.
completely answered it.
I mean, I kind of figured that might have been the case, but because I obviously didn't check every single build on Snowcrow, so I just thought I'd ask. Thanks.
So think of it this way: if you don't play Mirage on this fight, it's considered a handicap. What about short bow soul boost? I mean, that's fine as well. I mean, all DPS can work as long as it's conditioned, but it just means that you would have like the DPS, the high DPS to phase fast and the tools that you need to avoid mechanic. So any DPS can work, but it's just a lot easier to play Mirage. On that, anyone else have any other questions before I hop out? All good? Happy? I'm free to leave now.
Well, any
Great.
general? Okay.
Oh, sorry. You
Well,
had something?
sorry, I was gonna ask like any general advice for me playing Druid and just